the process and for the people, valuing everything in the guides there. So valuing first the people in the interaction between the people and not trying to push the process by the tools and the processes. You start with the people, you train them, you give them time to learn, you give them time to make mistakes and to learn from the mistakes, but you give them that environment so that they can pick up the method. Otherwise it's not agile, it's not inspect and adapt. Someone told us and we're doing it only like that and we're not learning from that experience. And at the moment, some years later, the whole development is working in Scrum mode. When I now do some of these trainings and I try to explain the newcomers, you know, from what we went to what they are working at the moment, who is so crazy to work this old way? That, yeah, but it was successful. At that point of time, it was successful. At some point, it reached the limit that it's not longer successful because of the things that are changing around it, and that's why we changed. And this one is successful at the moment, but we don't know how long it will be successful, and then it will evolve. At the moment as well, you have already we have Kanban in software development, there are people who are doing Scrum, and there are some other variations of the methodology, because it cannot solve all the challenges. That's not a silver bullet. You apply Scrum, you apply it to projects that are complex, that there is a lot of unknown, and you need the team to resolve it. There is not a single person that can describe it or to read the whole process somewhere and to plan it. That's when you use it. On the other side, you don't start to use Scrum in construction of buildings, you know, because you cannot go on the semaphore, oh, we want to demolish all these columns and we want to start from the beginning. So just choose when to use it, and when to use it smart. About the self-organization of the people, it's probably the biggest challenge of people who start to use Scrum. You are starting from a situation where there was one person who said do it like that and took the whole responsibility of deciding that, to a situation where there one person who is responsible for the product vision and from the product backlog, and he's only responsible for that, to make the return of investment to the customers with the resources which we have. We have another person who is responsible, the Scrum Master, for the process and to know how to use Scrum, to find new ways, new tools to apply. And the team, which is not one person, but the team itself have to be responsible for the delivery and the quality of what they deliver. And this transition, it takes time and it takes learning. All the people in the team have to have at least a basic training of what is expected from them. And they have to have the security that they can experiment and they can fail. And that's probably the most important thing inside this initial phase. You need to be okay to fail. There is no one who will come and shout on you. There is no one who will fire you. It's okay to fail, but when you fail, you have to be responsible enough to take the next step and to fix what you failed to, and to ask for support from the team. That's another thing, because we usually want to be perceived as a very bright and very capable people, that we can manage with everything, no matter how hard it is. And now I need to have the right respect for my team members to say, guys, I don't know how to do that. I need someone of you to help me, because otherwise we are not going to meet the deadline. And for this one, you need a lot of bravery. And all the other people in the group have to feel the same way, and they have to be empowered to make the same mistakes, of course, once, you know, because we make the mistake and we learn from it. But then we just learn from it and we continue. That's it. That's the real core of the self-organization. Of course, you have to have as well a goal that is interesting in a product that you want to deliver, because if you just say to people, you know, self-organize to do something. What is something? Something. Then it will not happen, because there is not the meaning in this something, and we as people, we are attracted to this meaning. We want to contribute with our time to something meaningful, something important in our work, and to see the results of it. And all the other aspects of Scrum actually help us, because we see the result very frequently, we get feedback, and we know that what we are doing, it's actually for benefit of the customer. The customer, the stakeholder can come and see it and can immediately say, oh yes, that's what I wanted, or oh, I didn't expect it this way, but we have the chance to fix it. If he didn't expect it this way, this means we didn't transfer good enough what was in the head of the customer and in the core need of this customer to a working product. And this is what someone will call, it's a bug. You know, a bug is that we designed something that didn't do what was the intention to do. So it was a bug, but it was a bug in the whole system, not only in the coding at the end. And the whole process supports us to do that. And of course, the people are the core. And the people in the Scrum process are the Scrum team, which is the team who is delivering, the product owner and the Scrum master, all together. So it's not like you product owner, you didn't, and you didn't. It's all these three roles, they need to work together, because it's the Scrum team. The Scrum team is responsible for the whole process. About each and every person, what can I say about the motivation each and every person? It's genuine. We want to be better. You know, that's not something that you need to invent. Every one of you have it. I want to be better than yesterday. The problem usually comes when I start to compare with the others. Yeah, but I want to be better as he is here and better as he is there. And we start to compare ourselves with some, you know, imaginary perfectionist image of an unbelievable human being that never makes any mistake and is able to do everything. But each of us is a, you know, is just a person who makes mistakes, who makes some learning, have some good and some strengths and some weaknesses. Each of us. If you start to compare only with you what I knew yesterday and I can do yesterday and what I can do today and what I can do tomorrow, then it's much easier. And when you achieve that, you don't need this comparison anymore. And if you're working in a team that's actually very well bound and they know what they want to achieve, and they are very different actually. And this is another key point. We are usually attracted to a person who is like us, you know, because people who are a little bit different than us, they make it uneasy for us to communicate, because they say things we don't expect, they ask things we don't know how to answer immediately. But actually working with such people and getting these questions are the only things that are driving us forward. Because we didn't know the answer of the questions, then we learned and we were better than yesterday. Because we didn't know how to handle this uneasy situation with the person, we learned to be more responsive to different people and to be more adaptive to the whole situation. And that's it. It's a personal work. It's not a work of your manager to make you learn and to make you better. Actually, when I was a manager managing managers, the first time they started to make goal settings and performance review, you know, they went to some training and they said, they showed me, you know, because they were new managers, and they showed me, okay, I put this goal to this person. What do you think? Will this person be able to do it? I said, when did you remember that I put a goal for you in this very specific way? Because when we go to the goal settings session, I usually ask you, what are your goals this year? What do you want to achieve? What you can do more? And when you, the person, come up with this idea, then we write them down if they also are aligned with what we want to achieve. But it's not that I'm coming with the list and I'm handing over the list and say, now you have to do that. In the agile world, we are changing this, that goal settings come from the people, and the responsibility to achieve is in the person, and then they are accountable to do that. And it's not, my manager set a goal, my manager sent me to a training, and I'm, obliged to go there. I have to do, I don't want it, I don't need it, but I'm obliged. That's not personal development. That will never ever help anyone. But if the person comes and says, I want to be